Deep within a forgotten forest, far from the reach of kings and cities, there stood a village no map dared to name. Its people lived quietly, rising with the sun, sleeping with the dark, bound together by faith and fear. At the heart of the village stood a small wooden church, and a priest who believed he was their shield against evil. He taught them that God ruled the heavens, and that nothing in the forest had power over them. But beyond the last row of houses, past the fields and broken fences, the forest watched. Hidden beneath twisted trees was an altar older than the church, older than memory itself. Its stones were carved with symbols no living villager could read. The moss that covered it never fully grew, as if something beneath it still breathed. The villagers claimed it was nothing more than stone and shadow. Yet no one dared to destroy it, because every generation had learned the same lesson. The forest does not forget what is owed. It began subtly, animals disappearing from their pens without a trace. No blood, no tracks, only silence. Then came the whispers, children waking in the night, describing red eyes staring through their windows, not moving, not blinking, just watching. Shadows moved between trees where no wind blew. Footsteps circled houses after midnight, stopping just outside the doors. The priest called it superstition, a test of faith. He warned them to abandon the old stories, to trust only in prayer. He told them fear was the devil's language, but fear spreads faster than faith. And when crops began to fail, panic replaced reason. The soil hardened, the wells tasted bitter, even the air felt heavier at dusk. A small group returned to the forest under the cover of darkness. They carried a sacrifice and memories of ancient rituals their ancestors once performed in secret. Hands trembled as they stepped past the broken execution frame that stood rotting between the trees. The altar seemed to wait for them, and beneath the silent canopy, blood touched the stone once more. The moment the offering fell, the air grew thick, pressing against their chests. The forest, once alive with insects and birds, fell into a suffocating silence. Even the wind withdrew. When the priest learned what they had done, he rode into the woods before dawn, fury and fear wrestling inside him. He believed he could still stop it. He believed prayer was stronger than whatever they had awakened. But some doors do not close once opened. An axe lay beside the altar, freshly stained. The execution frame creaked though there was no wind. Then the trees began to crack, not from storm, but from movement. From the darkness stepped a towering figure crowned with antlers, its eyes glowing like dying embers. Its body was neither beast nor man, but something older than both. And behind it, more shapes emerged, silent, watching, waiting. That night, the red glow left the forest and entered the village streets. Dogs did not bark. Children did not cry. The air itself seemed to kneel. The creature stood beneath the broken stone ruins at the center of the village, unmoved by human fear. When the priest confronted it, his voice trembled despite his prayers. He raised his sacred book as though it were a shield. The beast did not roar. It did not threaten. It simply stared, as if recognizing something ancient in him. Villagers fell to their knees, unsure whether to beg God or the forest. More antlered shadows gathered at the tree line, multiplying in the mist. The ritual had not summoned a monster. It had awakened a claim, clutching his sacred book. The priest understood too late. The forest's covenant was older than his scripture, and before dawn broke, before the sun could rise over the silent fields, the village belonged not to heaven, but to the watching woods.